At exactly 6:02 a.m., my doorbell camera captured Officer Daniels pounding like he had a warrant. "Open this gate immediately, or face arrest for unlawful obstruction of emergency access," he shouted. Behind him stood Vanessa Cole, our HOA president, wrapped in designer silk and false authority. She pointed at my locked backyard gate like it was a national security threat. My 12-year-old son watched from the stairs, confused why police were here. All this drama, because I installed a legal privacy fence around my property. Vanessa claimed it violated sightline standards and endangered neighborhood surveillance efforts. Funny how those standards never applied to her 6-foot stone wall. I bought this house 3 months ago, after retiring from federal investigations. I wanted quiet mornings, strong coffee, and zero bureaucratic nonsense. Instead, I inherited a suburban dictatorship with manicured lawns and weaponized bylaws. The fence permit was approved by the city planning department. I verified setback distances, height compliance, and utility clearances personally. Vanessa still issued 3 escalating fines within 10 days. $500 became $1,500 with administrative penalties attached. When I refused payment, she escalated to police involvement theatrically. Officer Daniels demanded immediate access to inspect my backyard personally. I calmly asked for a warrant or court order authorizing entry. No, his silence lasted just long enough to expose uncertainty. Vanessa interrupted, insisting HOA authority superseded homeowner resistance. That was her first fatal misunderstanding of property law. Retrieved a printed copy of state residential property statutes. Highlighted sections clearly defined limits of association enforcement powers. Police cannot enforce private covenant disputes without judicial authorization. Daniels shifted weight uncomfortably as neighbors peeked through curtains. Vanessa doubled down, threatening liens and possible foreclosure proceedings. What she did not realize was my background specialization. For 20 years, I investigated municipal corruption and fraud schemes. Patterns reveal themselves quickly when you know where to look. Her aggressive urgency suggested something deeper than fence aesthetics. So I began reviewing HOA financial disclosures that evening. Public records showed maintenance budgets exceeding comparable neighborhoods by triple. Landscaping contracts awarded repeatedly to the same limited liability company. That company registered to a post office box downtown. Ownership traced back quietly to Vanessa's younger brother. Over $200,000 routed through inflated service invoices. Residents paid premium dues for minimal visible improvements. I contacted 3 neighbors who previously questioned expenditures publicly. Each described receiving violation notices within 48 hours. Selective enforcement appeared strategically targeted toward vocal homeowners. Fear kept meetings sparsely attended and budgets unquestioned. I compiled documentation into a structured investigative timeline. Dates, transfers, signatures, and communications aligned suspiciously well. Meanwhile, Vanessa scheduled an emergency board meeting about my fence. Agenda labeled my property as immediate community risk. I requested equal time to present compliance evidence formally. She reluctantly agreed, confident intimidation would prevail publicly. The meeting room filled beyond fire code capacity. Officer Daniels attended unofficially, arms crossed theatrically. Vanessa opened with exaggerated concern about safety visibility. She projected grainy photos suggesting my fence concealed criminal activity. Gasps echoed until I connected my laptop calmly. City permit approvals illuminated the screen in high resolution. Inspection signatures and compliance stamps silenced speculation instantly. Then I shifted focus to financial transparency. Line by line, I displayed landscaping invoices side by side. Comparable market rates exposed inflated charges dramatically. Whispers turned into audible anger within seconds. Vanessa attempted to adjourn the meeting abruptly. I reminded her recorded minutes required formal vote. The resident moved to audit financial statements immediately, but the motion passed unanimously, except for Vanessa's vote. Within days, independent auditors began forensic review. Officer Daniels stopped parking conspicuously outside my house. Audit findings confirmed systematic overbilling and undisclosed related party transactions. Over $300,000 misappropriated over 4 fiscal years. Insurance carriers were notified regarding potential fraud exposure. State regulatory authorities opened formal investigation proceedings. Vanessa resigned, citing personal stress and health reasons. Her brother's company dissolved within 72 quiet hours. Civil recovery actions initiated to reclaim diverted funds. Neighbors who once feared speaking now demanded transparency policies. Revised bylaws limited unilateral presidential enforcement authority significantly. Violation processes required documented evidence and majority board approval. Police involvement prohibited without court-authorized directives explicitly. Officer Daniels later transferred to another district voluntarily. He never admitted wrongdoing, but avoided further association drama. The privacy fence remained standing exactly as permitted originally. My son finally asked why adults complicate simple rules. I told him, power tempts people who lack accountability structures. Communities survive when neighbors protect principles collectively. 3 months later, HOA dues decreased by 30%. Recovered funds financed playground repairs and street lighting upgrades. Attendance at meetings tripled compared to previous years. Financial statements posted publicly on secure resident portal monthly. No more surprise fines appearing mysteriously overnight. Sometimes bullies hide behind procedure and polished smiles. Sometimes authority borrows uniforms to amplify intimidation theatrically. But documentation dismantles arrogance faster than shouting ever could. And one locked gate can expose an entire corrupt system.